everybody, in this video we're gonna be talking Marvel Snap. Two things. One, I'm gonna look at this deck just a little bit. It's I call it the Bounce House Collect Fun. It's sort of a budget-ish, I mean outside of Valkyrie, who I gotta pull on, bounce deck. I'm gonna show you how I'm playing it. I did have some fun with it, but I'm gonna be real with you. I've had a lot of frustrations too, and I think it's important to show those frustrations and share some of the problems as well. I'd love to hear from you if you think there are other ways to play this, and or different cards that maybe are budgety or easier to get that I can throw in here. But more importantly, I want to say thank you. Specifically, I started this channel for WolverSNAP probably about a month ago, maybe a little over that, month and 2 weeks, month and a half-ish. And it just hit the 500 subscriber mark. I know that's not a lot, especially compared to a lot of the other channels and content creators out there. But I was really happy about it, and I just wanted to say thanks. I'm recently trying to transition into doing this full time. I lost my job, so I'm trying to find a way to do some things that I feel better about creatively in my life, not working that rat race type life. And I'm hoping that I can sort of do this a little bit. And I just wanted to say thank you for everybody who's commented, subscribed, joined Discords and all those things. Like, I don't know. I was just thinking about it this morning, and I was really happy with just the community interaction. I just wanted to say thanks. That's pretty much it. It means a lot to me. That's all I got. All right, let's look at this deck. All right, so like I said, I just really wanted to say that. I like to sort of give thanks for things. So my deck here, essentially it's a general bounce deck where I've got cards like Collector, Bishop, to sort of, and Angela to sort of build up. Now, what I also have on here is Valkyrie. I like to use this to potentially counter any big card plays. The problem sometimes that comes out with this is I will have priority. I try to work around that as much as I can. I try to slow play, but with this deck, you kind of want to throw a bunch of cards out, get more cards, and bring them back. Now, I also tried Falcon a little bit in this deck. I didn't love it. I know he can be decent. I tried Devil Dinosaur a little bit in this deck with Falcon. And again, maybe I was just on one of those streaks, but that's where I've got this deck specifically. Sunspot to soak up if I'm not getting anything, Agent 13 to get some cards, Cable to get their cards, Maria Hill to get their cards. I do not have Agent Coulson, so that's sort of how some of this comes in. I have Black Widow and Scorpion, more of a sort of, one, I can return them, and two, I can also mess with their deck a little bit. Those are the cards I tend to sort of pull off a little bit. The nice thing about Valkyrie is I will spread Angela, Bishop, and Collector around on the locations as best as I can, and then hopefully be able to drop the Valk on one of those lanes and just make sure that I've got an ability to get... With Bishop and Angela, they automatically get the points from her, but with Collector, I need to make sure I hold back like an Agent 13 or a 0 or cheap cost card that I can use to collect with if I, for some reason, throw Valkyrie on the Collector lane. So that's the way I've been playing this. I'm just going to do some general gameplay. Again, I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. And again, thank you for anybody who's watching this video, who's subscribed, all those sort of things. It's very much appreciated. We've got Camouflage to start, which I really like. You can drop multiple unreveal cards there to help with Collector. I will save dropping any of these cards in that spot because I want to make sure I really optimize that spot as much as I can. I normally don't like blind playing Quinjet into a location, but you know what? Sometimes it is what it is. Went Collector Med just to hold that down. Scorpion on their end is obviously going to hurt. I'll plan on probably dropping mine over there as well, and then hopefully beasting it up. There you go. What do you know? Little payback. Then we got a Cable, and because this is a late turn, I'm throwing Beast out there a little bit earlier than I normally like to, but I got to get him going, and I got to get some points on Collector. It's odd to me that nobody's even playing Shuri's Lane right now. It's crazy. So I bring back those cards. Let's see what they've got. I got a Jubilee that they're going to bring down. So they're now filling up Camouflage. We'll see what they get. Lockjaw and Sunspot. That's a sort of a tough draw for them a little bit. So I'm going to fill up left and then go ahead and put Iceman on the right-hand side just to get some power over there. We'll see how this plays out. If they've got any sort of Blue Marvel or they've got... oh, that's interesting. They fully emptied out their deck there. Or any sort of Ironheart or something to get points over there, then that could definitely be a little problematic. We'll see. So I'm really trying to punish their hand as much as possible. Leech, now I actually don't care about that much, believe it or not. The biggest hurt there is probably Valkyrie, but since I had priority, it's really not that big of a deal to me, and they back away. So that was more of just a punishment, a little bit back and forth, but we'll take it. Because I have Collector, I normally like to try to wait to play those sort of cards where I draw something a little bit. I'm okay with dropping a Sunspot over there and hope to get a little soak action going. Because I'm still holding on to those draw cards, I'm not playing my Quinjet yet, and I'm hoping that maybe I can mess with their draws a little bit. Though there is a Psylocke there, so I'm interested to see what they're going to try to draw out early. This is going to be a 4-cost card somewhere. Dropping Scorpion in that spot, and then I'll probably, I'm just going to throw Quinjet out there just to make sure I'm optimizing points. At this point, next turn, I'll probably play these draw cards because it's not looking like a great opportunity for Collector this hand. So they've got a negative deck. So they got a lot of cards in there that got that going. So we'll start drawing here. It's getting late in the game. We'll see if they magic something. We play Angela and Agent 13 on the right-hand side. I know that I can move Quinjet and or Agent 13 over there. So we'll see. Now, obviously, they got some good draws with their Iron Man there with the negative buff, and then they're obviously copying with the Mystique. So that's a good draw for them. I'm surprised they didn't snap before that, but we're going to roll with it for now. Now, the nice thing is I also have Rogue. So I will Rogue that Iron Man probably last turn to sort of try to snipe it. Though I have a lot of points here that worry me a little bit. And actually, so I'm going to take that now. I'm playing over here, and I'm taking it now so that I can make sure to get something here, but we'll see how it shakes out. Ooh, a terrible draw with Ebony Maw from Maria Hill. And then we'll go get that Iron Man. Interesting Galactus play over there. I'm assuming they're just trying to get points. So I'm going to move some of these things over. I need to make sure that I get one card middle here, which is a little problematic, honestly. So my Bishop is really the only card that I can play mid. It's going to be interesting to me to see if they actually try to load up on the right-hand side there or not. So I can do this here, and I should be able to win this outright. No problem. Even if I don't play any more cards. And I'm sort of just debating abandoning this right-hand side because they've got the double there. Now, the 3 points matters, but it won't matter mid. I suppose they could start doubling up over here with the Mystique instead. So that is sort of, the drawback there is what do I do? How much, what do I play where? I'll get 3 more points on Sunspot here, so I could leave 5 right. I think I'm just going to sort of, since it's only 2 cubes, I'm going to end it here and see what they back away again. So that's interesting. I think the Rogue was something that really frustrated them. That was probably a pre-snap opportunity there. So, all right, starting off with Sanctum Sanctorum. So with this deck, I already know this is a terrible locations for me because I don't have any cards that are allowing me to get over there. Now, what I might be able to get is a draw from either my Cable, my Maria Hill, or my Agent 13 that can get me. That hurts too, playing. I just lost 2 points there. That is what it is. Honestly, it's unfortunate, but my hope is to draw something here. Like I said, I already think this is probably a loss. Had they snapped at this point, I probably would have left. They're playing Scorpion second turn. They get the double. Soak a little bit with Sunspot on my end. Discard. There's the Beast that's gone. That hurts a little bit. Their Scarlet Witch goes away. There's my Maria Hill. I really do need that. I'm going to go Bishop first just to get some points after him for playing the Maria Hill. I'm leaving some space open in the middle just in case I get a decent draw from Maria Hill here. Not that I'd expect, but maybe, gosh, a Titania wouldn't actually be that great, to be honest with you, but so, all right, a Rocket Raccoon. Maybe I can hope to draw something there maybe next turn and then still have a spot for Valkyrie if I wanted to. So they're loading up their hand a bit here. I wouldn't be surprised if they skip their turn next hand just so that or this hand so that they can load out just a ton of stuff on the board. And I don't have anything good to counter it. So again, if they snap, I'm probably leaving. I'm just going for the YOLO play with Rocket middle. The Enchantress actually doesn't affect me at all because I never got any cards from it. Luckily, I played the Rocket there. So this is a really weird and interesting hand here because depending what they play mid, I can certainly play Valkyrie there and just, if I have more cards, I win. Now, again, on the right-hand side, maybe remember, they doubled up everything, which is really interesting. I mean, they played something on turn 5. I'm not sure what they're likely going to play here. If I wasn't recording this, I probably wouldn't play it, but we're just going to go ahead and do this. I've got priorities, the problem, actually. I take that back. So I've got priorities. So I'm going to lessen everything I've got here. So that's a really, really terrible play. I'm actually going to retreat here. I take that back. I am not going to play this for content. I am trying to climb and make content at the same time. I fully believe this is a retreat situation. It's not worth it. If they had priority on Shuri's Lab, then I think I would have played that there. But because I had priority, it would have been a bad play. All right, so they open up with a snap on just Mirror Island. Maybe they have something in their hands. It's not a Thanos deck or anything like that. I've got nothing to play, but I'm going to go ahead and play this one out and see what we get. I don't mind loading up the left-hand side with the Black Widow and the Scorpion and then clearing it out with Beast and then maybe not. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if I love that. Maybe I think the Angela is maybe a little bit better play. And then, because I don't know exactly how I'd want to shake out there with the Black Widow and the Scorpion. I might want to move those somewhere where a Squirrel already exists and maybe Valkyrie that. But again, you want to have a card in that sort of location that can go up a point after you play your Valk. Because just in case you get 4 on each side, you just draw a tie. So we'll go ahead and immediately pull all that stuff back in. It's nice to be able to do that when you... So I got Cosmo'd immediately. So that's terrible. I'm going to keep going with this to see what happens. I've got the 4 cards there. It is what it is. We'll see how this sort of all shakes out. I'm going to play this over here because I'm actually hoping they play something and destroy it. But we'll see. I don't care that Black Widow's on the board or not. And then I'm going to go ahead and put Sunspot mid just to give me a spot. All right, so they don't play that. So their Squirrel gets destroyed. So I'm probably helping them a little bit here. All right, so this is a Red Skull deck. So I need to... So they're going to drop one of their big cards on the left-hand side, and then they're going to Taskmaster somewhere else. So this is for sure a loss for me in my mind. I am not going to be able to do anything here. I'm just putting these cards out there to put them, and because they've already snapped. So I fully expect a Red Skull or something, a She-Hulk, any sort of 10-plus card to go along with Cosmo on Mirror Island. They will be guaranteed to... Okay, or not. Let's see what they're Shuriing here. All right, so they did that. And they also... Okay, I guess they played the Widow's Bite there. That's really sort of strange to me. I don't know why they would do that. I would have put that in Mirror Island. There's literally no way I can get additional points there. It's a guaranteed lock-in for that voice. Now I have the ability to Shang-Chi that. They could certainly armor it, but it exposes them. Now they could Taskmaster mid, but they can't put anything over right. So they'd have to put a 1-point card to the left-hand side if they Taskmaster mid. I'm going to play this out because I don't think they're going to play additional cards over here with Red Skull. And I don't know why they'd play Taskmaster left. It wouldn't make any sense. So we're just going to see what they're doing here. I assumed that they were going to tap. Okay, there's the big card. So what is it? Is it a Doom? And it can't be a Doom. Is it a Blue Marvel? An Arrow, which is full. Like, I mean, that honestly, so while I won that, that was a gigantic misplay on their part. I'm just going to say that right now. This deck, it's nice. And that's one of the things, and maybe, you know, it's important to understand with decks and everything that you've got in game. Like, you're going to have situations like this. Is like, should I go brag about winning this? Should I be like, oh, this deck is better than Shuri Red Skull? No, no. I should absolutely not go say this deck beats Red Skull, because this is not the way you properly play this. I mean, Red Skull, I mean, you're just leaving it totally exposed. You can't do that. You've got to put it either with your Cosmo and just fine, you've locked the lane, but I can't do anything to it. You know, I understand that they thought, oh, okay, I'm going to play 7 here. It's going to be up more, but there is so much exposure for a Red Skull just out in the open, or any card over, you know, nine or more points, that you can't leave them unprotected by that. And I knew they'd be unlikely to play a card there. So it was a pretty obvious win. So I am going to end the video on that. Again, I want to thank you guys. I know it's not anything substantial, but it does mean a lot to me. So thank you. If you want to share with your aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews to help me grow faster, I appreciate it. Any thoughts of videos you want to do? I know I'm catching up on this game, but I still hope to put some starter videos out there just for anybody who's starting that might need help as well, so that it's in the playlist. And I do try to have multiple playlists, some short stuff, but I've got tier lists, decks and gameplay, some news, and some guides. I hope it's helpful at all. Again, let me know how you're feeling about it. If you want to hammer down that like button, appreciate it. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.